Hi guys, welcome to this 30-minute video. This is an unwind class, so a nice short version with some lovely stretches. We're completely ground based today, so grab anything that you need, maybe that pillow, something nice and comfy for the head. Maybe you want to roll up a blanket or a pillow to put under the knees as a bolster. See what feels good. You don't need a mat, you can just be on the carpet, whatever feels nice, and we will get the body stretched. So starting by relaxing down as normal, finding that peaceful position where the body can completely settle down into the ground. Taking any readjustments here, any movements. And if it feels comfortable, bringing the hands to rest on the belly. Feeling it gently rise and fall with the breath. Bringing that focus to the inhales and the exhales. Keeping a bit of natural rhythm for you. No need to change anything here. Bringing the mind to the present moment. It can sometimes be difficult to really get the mind grounded in a practice, especially when we're at home. So we'll take some minutes here really finding the present. Noticing what's going on in the space around us. Helping find that mindfulness wherever we are. Thinking of our five senses, we'll begin with touch. Noticing how it feels to have the hands rested on the belly. Maybe noticing the feel of the fabric underneath the fingertips. And taking that touch to the wider body. Feeling the contact on the ground. Maybe noticing the pressure points where you feel the ground more. And how the ground feels against the body. Moving on, thinking about taste next, tuning in with the mouth. Maybe you can still taste something that you've eaten or drank recently. Trying to remember what it is. Maybe focus on how it felt to eat or drink whatever it was. And how it feels now on the tongue. Tuning in with the nose next for our smell. Noticing the smells around you. Maybe you're like me and you've lit a candle for our practice. Maybe you can smell the washing powder on your clothes, perfume smells. Tuning in to what's around you. on to our hearing next. What else can you hear other than my voice and the music? Maybe you've put on your own music at home. Maybe you can hear some birds outside. Really honing those ears and checking in. Finally, we're coming to our side. If the eyes are open, noticing what you can see without moving the head or the body too much. And if your eyes are relaxed, closed, noticing how the light feels against the eyelids. Maybe noticing some squiggles that shoot across the eyelids as they're closed. Grounding in the present. As we move through this short unwind practice together, I invite you to find this presence, find this focus, and really consciously try and bring the mind to the stretches that we're doing. I know this can be difficult when you're not in the studio, but this is the intention that we will take through this video. We'll take our 2 inhales and exhales together to cement this intention, to try and focus on the present. So emptying the lungs wherever you are, and we'll take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and release through the mouth. One more nice deep inhale. And exhale. Return to the normal rhythm of breath, nice and steady. And we'll rise the knees, bring them to the chest, wrapping the arms around them, giving yourself a lovely hug. Maybe sway left and right if it feels good, or just finding some stillness. Keeping the right knee to the chest, we'll send that left leg long, relaxing it down on the mat. And using the hands, we're opening up the hips for some nice slow circles here. Taking it steady, there's no rush. Taking those circles the opposite direction. And then hugging that knee to the chest, we'll send the left hand up and over the head, stretching the fingers away from the toes. Some nice deep breaths as we find that length down the left hand side of the body. Really lengthening here. Bringing both hands back to the knee. Right hand comes out to the side, The left hand pulls the knee over to the left. Find that slower stretch as we cross the spine. Breathing through. And then we'll rise the knee back up, bring both knees back to the chest. Nice tight squeeze. And then keeping the left leg to the chest this time. Right leg goes long. Using those hands, beginning those circles. Nice and steady. Taking the circles the opposite direction. And then hugging that knee to the chest, right hand comes up and over, pointing those toes away from the fingers. That lovely length, lovely stretch, and some nice deep breaths. Bringing both hands back to the knee. Left hand goes out to the side this time. That gentle pull over to the right. Find that slower stretch. Breathing through. And then rising the knee back up, both knees come to the chest. That nice tight squeeze. And then we'll send the feet down to the mat, knees bent. Readjusting, pushing that lower back down into the mat. Finding somewhere comfortable for the hands to rest. And we'll bring the ankles and the knees to touching in the centre. And both knees are going to relax down over to the right hand side. A gentle spinal twist. Rising the knees back up to centre, and we'll take them all the way over to the left. Coming back up to centre. We'll hug those knees in one more time. Nice tight squeeze. And then either we'll rock to one side or we'll rock and roll forwards and backwards as many times as we need. Coming up to a seated position. Remembering that while we're up here, we want those shoulders relaxed down away from the ears. That nice tall spine. Sit bones grounded down into the mat or into the ground wherever you are. And some nice deep breaths here as the body gets used to being upright again. Taking the gaze over the right shoulder, we'll feel the stretch down the left hand side of the neck. Keeping that nice tall spine, that steady breath. Sending the gaze down to the mat and all the way up over that left shoulder. Nice tall spine. Repeating the stretch down to the mat, over to the right. And down to the mat, over to the left. Bringing the gaze back to the centre, we'll take the gaze down to the mat, lifting the hands, gently rest them on the back of the head. Using that gravity for the stretch. And then lifting the gaze, allowing the head to relax back. Taking those one more time, gaze goes down, hands relax on the back of the head. And releasing, taking the gaze up. Gentle breath. Coming back to our seated position. Gaze goes forwards, shoulders down, nice tall spine. And we'll start with our shoulder rotations next. So really lifting the shoulders up to the ears and allowing them to relax down. Lifting up, relaxing down. Moving really mindfully through this shoulder rotation here. Noticing if either shoulder wants to go quicker than the other. Mine's always the left. And just really consciously trying to move them at the same pace. Taking those rotations the other direction, rolling the shoulders back if you were rolling them forwards first. That nice steady breath as usual. And the next time the shoulders relax down away from the ears, allow them to stay here. Checking in with that tall spine. That nice breath. And we'll take the right arm across the body, left arm hooks, and we use that arm to pull over to the left, getting that stretch into that right shoulder. Gaze can come forwards or over the right shoulder. Keeping that spine nice and tall. Releasing the arm, left arm comes across this time, hooking it with the right, pulling over to the right, gaze goes over the left shoulder. And then we'll release the arm, allow the chin to tuck, the shoulders to round, finding a forward fold here. Allowing that spine to curve. Lovely steady breath. Rising the body up, and we'll tip into a tabletop position next. So in whichever way feels comfortable to get there. Finding our wrist, elbows and shoulders in line, our knees and our hips in line, bringing anything to go under the knees if that feels more comfortable for you. And starting with those hip sways left and right. Noticing if any clicks need to come out. And take those sways larger by going in circles. Really moving that rotation around the body. Taking those hip circles in the other direction, keeping that balance. Back to the tabletop. Pointing those fingertips in towards the centre of the mat. Left and right sways, lifting and lowering the heels of the hand. Warming up those wrists. And going for that forearm stretch next. Fingers come round to the outside of the rotation. And that gentle rock forwards and backwards. Giving those forearms a nice stretch. Always intense, but it does feel good. Bringing those fingertips back towards the front of the mat or wherever you are in your space. And we'll run through our cat-cows next. We just can't have a session without them. So as a reminder, as you breathe in, drop the belly, lift the gaze for our cow. And as you breathe out, push through the mat, round those shoulders, tuck the chin for cat. Inhale, drop the belly for cow. Exhale, lift through, round those shoulders for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Running through it with your own breath at your own pace. Really focusing on where you feel it in the body. Lower back, the shoulders and the upper back. Keeping yourself grounded in the present as you move with the breath. We'll take 2 more of each position here. Leaning back in that tabletop when you're ready. Any more sways, maybe some wrist rotations here if that feels good. And then we'll take the knees nice and wide. Bring those big toes together at the back, sitting low in the heels. Everything relaxes down onto the ground. We're finding our passive child's pose here, so no need to hold any tension in the body. Allow it all to relax. We'll find a more active child's pose next. So bringing those palms of the hands down to the ground, lifting up the elbows, and we're really reaching those fingertips forwards, finding those shoulders begin to engage, that chest lowers down to the ground, Head can be relaxed down as well. Really reaching those fingertips forwards. Walking those hands over to the right hand side, still engaging, still lifting those elbows up. Remembering to breathe. And walking those hands over to the left. Same again, engaging those shoulders, remembering to breathe. Bringing those hands back to the centre. One more nice big push, nice big reach. And then we'll walk the hands back towards the body, coming up onto sitting onto the heels. Taking those feet out in front. And finding a forward fold here. We don't need to have those legs straight, have the knees as bent as we want them. Any movements, any reaching forwards here. And then we're readjusting the bodies, bringing back anything that we need. Lying back down on the ground. And finding that position that feels the most comfortable for you. Hands by the side or on the belly to feel the inhales and exhales. And we'll bring that focus back to the breath. Tuning into the breath as it streams into the body with every inhale. And streams out with every exhale. Bringing the focus back to the present, to where we are, with the tuning again to our 5 senses. Thinking about what you can touch and how the ground feels against the body. What you can taste. The scents that you can smell, the sounds that you can hear, and anything that you can see, or how the light feels against the eyelids. And bringing that focus to the breath. Enjoying this closing Shavasana. Bringing the awareness back, some small movements of the fingers and the toes. Taking those movements larger with some rotations of the wrists, the ankles. And stretching those hands up and over the head. Really reaching the fingers away from the toes. Some nice deep breaths here, maybe even a yawn as we wake the body back up. And then bringing those knees to the chest, the same as we did at the beginning. Finding that hug and a gentle sway or stillness, whatever feels nice. And in whichever way feels most comfortable to you. Coming up to that seated position. Eyes closed or a soft gaze down to the ground. We'll find that length in the spine, those shoulders down. And we'll close with our 2 inhales and exhales together. Now emptying the lungs wherever you are. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And release through the mouth. One more nice deep inhale. And exhale. Returning to the natural breath. Bringing the hands together to Anjali Mudra, to our prayer center. And bowing the head over the hands, or the full bow down to the mat, as a gesture of thanks. Sharing thanks for yourself for finding this time to gently unwind at home. And as always, a big thank you from me. Thank you very much. I hope that is helping you feel slightly more stretched and relaxed at home. And remember, if you want the full hour, you know where I am. Thanks guys, have a good day.